back if you're returning. Nice to meet you if this is the first time you checked in. Just getting set up here. Things that can happen in a live. Is lit up. There we go. Nostril cam. Thanks for tuning in. If you're just joining for the first time, my name is Michael Bishop. I'm a software developer, engineer, CTO, producer, amongst many other things. And set out to build a game. Started off with Three.js. The intention is to build a game that's ultimately going to land in a web browser, particularly other devices. Don't even have an idea for the game. Just building it all up from the bottom, using whatever package shows up, and doing this all using ChatGPT prompts mostly. Not trying to one-shot a game. Trying to attack it from a architectural level, and it both as like an exploration of what AI can do, where it's good, and hope to just learn along the way and have some fun. A little QR code down there, right here. This guy is a Spotify playlist that I'm listening to, and you're welcome to join the jam and toss stuff on it. Anybody rickrolls me, you will be banned. So let's pick up from where we were at the end of the last session. My goal is to try to do one feature an hour, and these sessions have been about an hour each time. Yesterday, at the end of the sesh, was setting up collision detection in the game. And I'm just going to recompile this real quick. Let's get rid of this dock. We're using the Bevy engine, which is in its infancy still. It's version 0.16 RC1. Pretty impressed with it so far. Played around with it a little bit last year, building out a visualizer, and I've not written a lot of Rust. Most of the Rust that I have written has been background services, headless services that just run, and this is the deepest I've really been in building anything like this in Rust. So yesterday got collision detection working right after the session ended. It was really simple to do. It looked like all we had to do was provide a async scene collider for the terrain object, and that async scene collider seems to go through the entire terrain. That gray model that we see there is actually a Blender file that gets converted to a GLB, and it draws out triangles for us. It plots them all out and gives us a nice collision map. At the end of yesterday, we got collision working, and we can see that our sprite really is allowed to go anywhere. There's no gravity in this yet, and the collision doesn't really affect the momentum. I've got the speed and the acceleration pretty much cranked right now. It's not what it's going to end up being, but it's allowed to go wherever it wants, and if the sprite collides with something that causes it to go vertical, it just stays floating up in the air, and that's no fun. That doesn't feel real. Maybe that's a game mechanic for something else someday. But right before jumping on, I worked out getting some gravity and a reset into this, so I don't have to recompile every time I'm testing. Also, if you are deep in Rust and you see me doing something that is juvenile, tell me. I love learning. Not claiming to be an expert at all. And if you learn along with me, cool. So got a better shape for the collision, and now we have some gravity. So gravity is working. But this wall here is slightly sloped, as you can tell. I made this shape just to kind of, create the different conditions that I want to write code for. This gravity is keeping us pegged against that wall. If we, come off that wall a little bit, we start to fall. And it's not exactly what I want yet. But I think we need to play with the friction, and maybe come up with a better geometry for the collision detection. Give the sprite multiple points for like a base, like it has legs or wheels or something more than just a single point. It's more than a single point. It's a 3D object, but there's no mass here, so this thing should be tipping over and falling off, right? Also added a reset, so if the sprite falls more than 100 points, then it respawns at the spawn point. Rotation and everything stays the same as it was, so when we respawn, and if we turn while we're spawning, we will go back to the spawn point. So that's where we're at. Goal today is to, I really don't know. I think I want to, well, one thing that's bothering me right now is the speed of the player is not affected by the collision. As you can see, when if I'm going full speed here and I hit that wall, if I just let off a little bit, I don't. The object's not affected, and that's not what I want. Obviously, we want this to be, we want this to stop its acceleration. So let's work on that. I'm using ChatGPT just straight up in the browser. I've got tools integrated for, in my IDE to feed code through JetBrains. But I kind of like doing this in the browser because this is like, the most basic setup in the world, and you can just drop code in. And I want to, do this in a way that other people can do it, just to show you the kind of results that you can get with it. And it's kind of a poor man's setup. ChatGPT, $20 a month, get quite a bit of value in it. All right, so I'm just going to give it my entire code base right now, which is relatively small, just to get the context up to date with everything that is existing. Also, I'm going to commit my code, my stash that handles the gravity and whatnot. So, gravity, we have gravity. Push that up to the repo. If you want to follow along in the code base, I should have put a link to the repo in the description. But you can find my GitHub, and it's posted up there. Public repo. All right, so code's in there. Currently working on collision mechanics. I would like the player's speed and velocity to be affected on collision. Now, most of the code that I'm working in right now is just working with the package, with the Bevy package and the Rapier package underneath of Bevy. Has a lot of firepower. That's at version 0.3, 0.30. Oh, and of course, got to take a quick pause. I think I got some roofers dropping stuff off. Be right back. Sorry for the break there. We have a new roof going on the house. And the big truck with the conveyor belt was dropping everything off. Alright, so ChatGPT thought for 1 minute, 22 seconds. Here's a lightweight bounce plus dampening layer that plugs straight into your existing player control plugin. Drop the whole file in place of your current input.rs. And you're good to go, my guy. So one nice thing about Git and an IDE, if I do follow its instructions and just drop it right in, I can see everything that changed. Sometimes it's just formatting like that, and I like to try to keep my commits as quiet as possible. And I'll look through what it's asking and what the direction it's giving me, and think about how I want to refactor it to make it more maintainable. I've loaded up my prompt with some more specific instructions than just the vanilla prompt. But not even checking anything. Let's just run it and see if it gives us back what we're looking for. I've found that the smaller resolution of the problem you give, the better results you're going to get. And it looks like, hey, that did it. That stopped us dead in our tracks. We're no longer just, ooh, now we're really having a hard time climbing that hill. But that's a step forward. I'm digging it. Alright, so let's go through this and check it out. Alright, so this is our new method, apply collision response system. I don't really like that name. Taking that. And as long as there's no empty collisions, then we dampen the player speed. And if the vertical velocity is greater than 0, then we get the vertical bounce damping. There's our reset. Reset shouldn't have changed. Yeah. For some reason, GPT likes to rename variables sometimes, and that can be kind of annoying. I mean, hey, it's free code. Mostly free code, so can you really be that annoyed? But it's really just a matter of style. And JetBrains makes it easy. You can just right-click the variable and refactor, and voila. If you're like me, I really don't like check our what our git commit is going to look like after this. Sure it reruns.
It's 12 o'clock.
It is 12 o'clock. Boy, it gets hung up. Really rigid there. Have to also introduce different kinds of surfaces. Right now everything is just an object without any finesse or any qualities of its own. It's just universally object collide, and we're gonna want stuff that's slippery. We're gonna want stuff that is like a turbo pad or whatever. Alright, so I think this commit looks pretty good. Let's play around with the damping, and damping is set really hard there, but yeah, the vertical dampening set lower. Okay. That's committable. This is a great start. I have several ramps in my terrain. Is it possible to rotate the sprite based on the ramp's angle? And also, if the angle is too steep, slow acceleration, but a mild slope shouldn't affect it so much. Alright, so what we're going to try to do here now, we're going to try to get this thing to, obviously slope. Gravity should, affect it, but this is the collision affecting it. And maybe we're gonna need more collision points. I think I was talking about like having like wheels or legs or something like that, because this is just a blunt shape. But maybe we're gonna need some more inputs from our sprite itself to get there. Sometimes ChatGPT is a little clairvoyant in the direction of things, and it'll be like, hey, okay, so this is a big one, all of 35 seconds. All right, below is a drop-in replacement for input.rs that tilts the sprite so its up axis matches the ground normal when it's standing on a ramp. Scales acceleration by how steep that ramp is, gentle, almost full power, steep, sluggish. Keeps the bounce, fall, reset from last turn. Paste it over your old input RS, and you're ready to shred the slopes with a skiing emoji. That's funny. Alright, so we got our player movement system still there, slope adjust system, and collision response system, and then the full reset. I like where this is going with the systems underneath, but I'm going to rename these methods to make them a little bit more concise. Okay, let's just copy it. Tweakables. Sounds like something you find at a party. We got yaw. Gonna need roll and pitch. Got a busted import at the top, so that's likely. I should really put my prompt into kill some of these comments. And again, renaming variables. That's okay. We'll clean it up. So here's our slope. Takes a transform, the player, and the output option. If it's grounded, okay. If it's grounded, just continue. So that's just going to skip over everything. And if not, don't know what normal is yet. And then tilt and rotation and speed. And our old functions here. Okay, so let's track down why this guy is not here. Great thing about JetBrains, any IDE worth its salt is being able to go directly into the library and dig into the problem. Sometimes what I'll do if ChatGPT doesn't seem to know what to do is I'll take the library and just plop it in. So this is a hallucination possibly from GPT. It might be something that used to be in the package and is now gone. But let's do a quick search. So I'm letting GPT know that this library, this module inside of the Bevy package doesn't exist. It's probably going to go out and search. While it's doing that though, I'm going to go into the library itself. I'm going to open that up in Finder and see if it exists anywhere else. Oops. No, that's not what we want. Actually, let's open this in Terminal. And ACK. If you've never used ACK before, it's a really awesome search tool. And it's not showing up anything. We removed a few things around in Bevy 16, easy fix, just upporting. Okay. we're going to remove that. Let's see if our slope adjust system works without it. Alright, we're getting 4 compiler issues. There's no field normal. Okay. So now, since version 16RC1, it's been moved into control package. Well, let's address this c.normal that does not exist. I guess C is getting passed in there, kind of like a map. I guess that's what you call it. Let's see if it compiles even with that error. Yep, no, that obviously is not going to work. All right. So we're going to copy this problem description. Normal and a.normal produce an error. So what do you do when you're waiting for your prompt? I do cleanup most of the time. Alright, Rapier hit this surface normal 1 level deeper after the recent refactor. You have to drill into collision hit details instead of reading the top level normal. Drop this helper into your slope adjust system and everything compiles again. Okay. Now it says to drop it inside of the slope adjust system. We don't get the character collision. Let's import that. Okay. To import ordering. Oh, that's the right one. And then we need let ground normal equal I don't really like having a nested function like that, so I'm going to move it out. I think the scope works that way still. Yeah, it should. Why not? Why wouldn't it? All right, we don't have any errors. I haven't really looked at what this code is doing just yet. Player is now missing. With no changes there. So did we stop outputting something from? player needs a new field called yaw, and it's in the struct, but it needs to be somewhere else, I guess. Oh, it needs to be on the initial. Yeah, duh. So we gotta put in a yaw. There we go. That should rock. See if we get some slope. Oh, that is just crawling. Try to see if we can find anything in the this new slope that I don't know why you would do this, like 0.1 plus 0.7 times slope factor. Logic of why not just be 0.9? So let's complain about it. Let's tell GPT the sprite movement is way too slow. It is way too slow on flat ground. What should we do about that? I think the next session I'm gonna. This is getting to a point. The build is getting to a point where it'd be nice to have up and share, just as something fun to look at while we're working. I think the next session I'm gonna do is probably set up a deploy pipeline and set up the WASM packing so that this binary actually gets packed and shipped into a web app, and then I'll have that so that each deploy pushes out to the site. All right, quick fix: treat pretty flat ground as completely flat. Your original clamp scales top speed on every surface, even one that's only a hair off level, so you lose a chunk of velocity everywhere. Instead, only apply the throttle when the ramp is noticeably steep, say 12 to 15 degrees. Let slope dot equal ground dot normal, uphill cutoff 0.97. Thanks for doing the math. And Excel scale. Okay. So our slope. Where are we setting player speed? There it is. Let's work from the bottom up here. No change there. What Excel scale? All right. Let's go. Have some tilt. Do we got the speed? No, that's still pretty bad. Direction 0.90. What if we nice comment there. GitHub Copilot. 0.9 is 25 degrees, 0.7 is 45. Okay, so the slope doesn't affect it until now. It's still crawling. Did we affect the speed anywhere else? Let's just take all of the damping down. This makes me want to build some sliders to adjust in game. To find the right sauce. Sometimes that's the most fun part about being a developer, is building tools for yourself to make better tools. I'm just going to clear out the comments, make this easier to read. I need them everywhere. You know, I wonder if my collision map is too tight. I'm going to switch back to the capsule collider. That's got a little bit of I think it has less surface on the bottom. Yeah, that doesn't really help. At this point, I'm going to actually drop in all of this again. Layer is still moving really slow against this terrain. Looks like there's too much friction. Or track is by Chaos in the CBD. They're down from, I think, Australia, and collaboration with another guy named John Sable. Tepup Thunder. Name of the track. 42 seconds, don't panic. Reason you're crawling. Right now, every single ground contact is counted as a wall hit, so your collision response system halves the player's speed every frame. Only damp speeds when they smack into something mostly horizontal, not the floor. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. There's a full drop-in replacement for input.rs that ignores ground contacts when applying bounce friction, keeps your slope tilt logic, lets you tweak friction with one constant. Okay, so it's claiming it's a full drop-in. I'm going to go ahead and commit a work in progress here, just so we can see what's changed between the last prompt and now. Quite heavy. And without giving it a thorough review, good thing we committed, because I just clobbered the wrong file. Alright, this is the file we're clobbering. That looks better. A lot less commits. Alright. 360 no scope in this, just hitting compile. It's probably got my credit card information in there somewhere. Hey, we got speed again. Do we slope? We don't slope. We just grind. But speed's back and we can sneak through the columns. Whoa, see that? Haha. Something glitchy. Get deeper on this. I think I actually want to do our effect dampening on the sprite itself, right? Like, give the sprite a weight property, a mass property, and use its vertical affect its vertical speed based on that. Like, sure, we've got some collision that pushes it around, and we want it to rest on the ground, but that should really only dictate where it can potentially be. So. That original setting, 0.7. thing with prompt engineering or whatever. Sometimes the context just starts to fall off and it just doesn't know what to do anymore after a bit, and starting with a fresh context can help. So I'm gonna just bring my input, my world. Yeah, that's all we really need right now. And I'm gonna say working on collision detection and trying to make my sprite interact with the ground terrain more naturally. The terrain object has flat planes and slopes and columns. Right now, the slope is applying way too much effect, and the sprite itself is not actually rotating with the ground pitch. See if we get lucky. Minutes left here too before I gotta run out. Got some other developer friends, some working in some big startups that talking about how AI is influencing their work. Huge companies buying massive subscriptions to things like Cursor and whatnot. It's very, very exciting time. Hey, look at this character collision that we sussed out earlier did not exist. Now GPT is back to thinking it's there. I'm using the latest Bevy package 0.16.0 RC1. Pull every contact normal out of Rapier's collision list. Okay. Player movement system. Oh, yeah, duh. We already had one of those extractions. now Delta Sex. The character collision appears to be renamed, and of course I have not even looked at the documentation for it. Just blindly trusting our AI friend. Okay, so this import was giving us a problem here too. So we get that rapier context.
For what seemed like forever.
Is that the only issue that we have after that? There seems to be several references there. I don't know which one to use. We're just going to try the prelude, but that gives us a huge...
But here I am.
Gives us a huge failure on that signature.
Just me and you.
Oh, we don't need that. Okay, I'm going to drop the whole thing back in there. Could also give a little thumbnail of what's currently playing. How about that? This is Love Beyond the Intersex Space Dimension Controller. I like Space Dimension Controller, but this track's not doing it for me. So we're gonna move on. Gonna be moving on from Spotify soon. It's a shame how their CEO is lost touch with reality. He's now sitting on the board of an AI military startup. Those are words that shouldn't really go together. Okay. But it's not. It's not giving us what we want. right now I'm giving it the library code. It's not giving back the same signature that ChatGPT expects it to. It's really nice when the language will tell you that this is not going to work before you even try to work through it. Battling the red squigglies. Give it a little time here. So the line no longer compiles because that source simply isn't there. Update your imports. Read Rapier context. Uh-oh. My buddy James and I were talking about this syntax here. I can't remember what you call it, but it's like it looks broken, doesn't it? Like that, like what? That in almost every other language would not be a thing, but the lifetimes, very interesting syntax choice there. I feel like somebody over at Mozilla was trolling the world when that got set up. All right, so now we need to find where the let origin. So this guy right here. We get some missing methods on cast array and. Let's feed those problems back. Really digging the Wtunes lately. Stuff that's chill and repetitive. You know, I always see discussions in like the Rust subreddit, other places. You know, are we game yet? Is Rust a game development platform? Could be a fool's errand. I could hit the limits of things before, but I don't think I will. I'm not a heavy game developer. Last time I made a game was in Flash, probably 2008. I've been in the corporate world for so long. Yeah, let's see like that. Did I miss? Option A, call the helpers on read Rapier context, simplest. Or option B, unwrap the inner. Well, let's try the simplest. Clobbering you. No, I'm still getting missing methods. So I'm going to what's the method we're looking for? Cast ray. You know, off stream, I'm probably gonna read some documentation here. What I'm assuming that cast ray does is it takes a point and like casts a ray out from that point to get a new point to operate on. And let's make sure we're at 30. And this is a part of the Struct Collider. Wonder if it used to be a part of a different object. Okay, so in the Rapier context mutation, there's a cast ray and get normal, and then in the context there's a cast ray and get normal, and we're calling cast ray that doesn't. Kind of feels like you're not supposed to use that. Maybe that's just like buried in there. This is still not correct. I really need you to understand the library and give me back a working method. Progress in AI is just blinding. Okay. Doing that thing again where it likes to rename variables to a shorter version. Definitely going to tune my prompt to be more aware of that. Yaw rate doesn't exist. Clean that up. Where should we put me? Bottom corner? Okay. That method cache is still not found. It's now giving us something new. Be really funny if ChatGPT said works on my system. definitely going to refactor this one. Signature's off somewhere, but maybe this will compile. It might. No. So I feel like we're getting close, but I'm gonna make a new context and feed it what we fed it before. We got the input. Let's give it context. Let's remind it, working with the latest Bevy 0.16 0RC1 and Rapier 3D 0.3.
It's 1 o'clock.
And I am just about out of time. Hoping we can get to feature complete. This doesn't get where we want it to go, I'm gonna actually put in my full context and fire off a research job. Bevy can only turn a function into a system when every parameter implements system param. Rapier context by itself isn't one, it's a resource. So the compiler gives you that scary blah 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 blah. Yes, signature does not match. When the physics context is res or res mutation, if you need to write it to it in the tuple. Okay. Oh, look at this. We got some chaining here. Is it that easy? Is it that easy? Alright guys, I'm gonna have to duck off. Thanks for joining in.